Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Castro here. Today, I'll be talking about rhetorical devices, and you can see the rhetorical devices that we'll be exploring in this course. Um, you can see them on the screen. Rhetorical devices are mechanisms or ways for you to make your speech or your writing in general more persuasive, more convincing. Um, there are ways that we can make our speech and our writing more persuasive, especially if we're passionate about something and we want to write or talk about it. There are ways to make your writing more convincing and persuasive. So the first one on the left hand corner is called logos, logic and reason, like facts and statistics. When you read or you hear in the news something like that, um, 63% of all adults in New Hampshire have been vaccinated against COVID-19, right? So that is statistics. That's a percentage right there. So that makes whatever that reporter is saying more convincing because they're using numbers. Um, and a fact is something that is um, something that nobody can say otherwise. It is what it is. For example, Mr. Castro, myself, Mr. Castro is 34 years old, right? So, how does that make, how is that a fact? You can get my birth certificate and you can see right there the year that I was born, and then you can say, yeah, he's really 34 years old, right? So that's a fact. Um, but if I say Mr. Castro is the most handsome man on earth, well, you might see my face and think otherwise, right? So that is debatable, right? So the fact that I'm handsome or not is debatable, but the fact that I'm 34, that is not debatable. Nobody can contest that because I have my birth certificate to prove it. So that's a fact. All right. So going to the right, ethos, an expert or positioning oneself as an expert. So when people have gone through situations and they are the primary sources, so they're talking about their own experience, that is ethos. They're talking about something firsthand. Also, you must you may hear sometimes something like that, like a toothpaste commercial, where the commercial says 70% of doctors recommend this, right? Even though they're using a number, statistics, that could be also logos, they're saying that doctors recommend that toothpaste. So that's ethos. Yeah, they're using the know-how and the words of a dentist to make their claim more convincing. Okay, so going further, pathos. Working on the reader's emotions, an author frequently uses connotation or imagery. So, any kind of speech or writing that makes you feel something, feel anything, that's pathos. That was made on purpose. Um, and when the author gets you to read something or to listen to something and feel a feeling, that is called pathos. That also makes that speech or commercial or piece of writing more convincing. Imagery, just a little review there. Imagery, it's when we use the five senses language, or when the author is using descriptive language to get the reader transported to that place he's describing. By making the reader being transported to a different place, that also works with the reader's emotion. So that is called pathos. Now, all the way up on the right hand side, we have rhetorical question. And rhetorical question is asking a question to make the listener think but not answer. So it's very common in a speech the speaker to ask a question and kind of pause right after it, right? Um, and that is because the speaker is wanting you to think about that question. So he doesn't really want to know what your answer is right away, but by making you think about the question, the speaker is making his point more valid. Is making his or her point more persuasive. Okay, so back on the left hand side, hyperbole is an over exaggeration. When I say, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse, that is a hyperbole. Hyperbole. That is an over exaggeration. I'm really not that hungry that I can actually eat an entire horse, but I'm exaggerating on the fact that I'm hungry. Or something like, I'm so hungry I could die. um, you know, uh, yes, people and could die from hunger, but it takes a while for that to happen, and hopefully that's not your case. Um, but it doesn't happen right away, so that is an over exaggeration for that moment that you feel hungry. Repetition is when the author or the speaker uses the same word or phrase. So when they do that, by repeating the same word or phrase, they're trying to make that word stick to your head, right? And then by doing that, their speech or writing becomes more convincing, more persuasive. Okay, so this is a really good one, metaphor and simile. Metaphor and simile when you compare two unlike things to make a point. But I really want to make a distinction. Simile always uses the word like or as. Okay? So when I say, um, I'm so tired today, I feel like toilet. I feel like a toilet, right? That means that I'm so tired that I feel, um, um, you know, I feel like a toilet. If I don't feel good, right? Um, and by using the word like and as, that becomes a simile. And remember, I'm comparing two unlike things. I'm comparing my life and a toilet. They're not the same thing. Okay. Um, And a metaphor compares two different things without using the word like or the word as. Okay? So going forward, inclusive language, when we use the pronouns you or we to include the reader or other gestures to include the reader. So when a speaker uses the pronoun we, that is a way to make his or her speech more convincing by saying, this is what we believe, this is what we think, meaning that you also think that or you also believe that. So, whatever problem they're talking about, by using we, they're making that problem your problem as well. So, that is inclusive language. Back on the left hand corner, slogan, a repeated short phrase that gets your attention. Like a classic example would be just do it. When I say just do it, you probably think Nike, right? Because just do it is the slogan of Nike. So whenever people hear or read just do it, they are going to think of Nike because that's a very good slogan. So a slogan, a repeated short phrase that gets your attention. So going forward, tone, the speaker's attitude toward their topic as revealed by word choice. So when the author uses negative words, bad, impossible, um, increasingly difficult, right? Those word choices let you, the reader, know that the tone of the author is negative. However, if I say bubbly and amazing and positive words about anything that I'm saying, as the reader, you can assume that my tone as the author is a positive tone. And that goes to other feelings as well. By the word choice that the author is selecting, the reader can know how the author feels about a topic. An appeal to value and morality, the speaker implies a truly good or just person would agree with them. And that is a very good way to make your speech or writing more convincing by implying that, well, if you're truly a good person, you will agree with whatever it is that I'm saying. Um, and that is done in a way that um, it makes you think about your own values and about your own morals. So that is probably appeal to value and morality in order to make you as a reader agree with whatever topic is being talked about or said. Okay, so these are the rhetorical devices or literary devices that we will be focusing on in English composition. I hope you have a great day, and I hope this was helpful to you. And until next time, see you later.